and yeah,
We are singing a lot because many of them don't have visa and many of others don't have money, no passport. It's difficult to get together the people with all the requirements. But we are
yeah,
singing.
yeah. I think
Te digo
it's
que ustedes están trabajando mucho
yeah.
en poner en condiciones a los Mahatmas que no tienen visa o que no tienen plata o que no tienen pasaporte.
Vacunas, que no tienen vacunas, que no tienen
Or
pasaporte.
vaccines. Also, we have to vaccinate some.
Oh, yeah. So all of this, but you know, it will all be taken care of for when the evidences will all fall together. You see, all come together.
Tenemos que estar atentos para cuando las evidencias todas se junten y
One
caigan
after the
juntas.
other, it
Una
happens.
luego de la otra van a ir pasando.
So the Gnani is not coming to Argentina this year, is that correct? He's not
Correct.
coming. He's not going to
El Nani
Brazil.
no
Not.
está viniendo a Argentina, not Argentina nor Brazil, not South America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so so then it will not. There won't be as many as when he would if he had come to Argentina. Then
No.
of course it would have been a larger group. But at least we have. If they, so you make the best of it. You make the best of it.
Dice que como el Nani no está viniendo a Argentina ni a Brasil este año, no va a haber tantos Mahatmas como si hubiera venido. Pero bueno, vamos a trabajar lo mejor que podamos.
I guess this is an experiment. Like they want to see if they can do this every year. But these two, the South America is too important. You just can't tell them to come to America every year. To North America every year. So
Yes.
yeah.
Dice que esto es un experimento que están viendo si lo pueden hacer todos los años, de que de tener este civil en Estados Unidos, pero entienden que para Sudamérica es muy difícil y que Sudamérica es muy importante para ellos. Entonces, que bueno, vamos a ver qué es lo que pasa.
And plus all the political problems. You see this visa requirements, and America is so difficult to come to. They make it so difficult.
Y también por los problemas políticos de la visa, que es muy difícil ir a Estados Unidos también.
Yeah.
Así que.
So, but 40 is a very good number. Certainly.
Dice que 40 es un muy buen número.
Yeah.
Somos más ahora.
We are more now.
Somos más de 40, incluso viajan 4 niños y 2 adolescentes y las circunstancias
4 kids and 2 teenagers also. If circumstances allow us.
Yes.
Such as visa. But I heard I am in the committee with Uwe, and there's a person who has a contact with the American senator, and we are planning to submit him a list of our people to have the visa just for the event. So it could be great that.
Yes, well, that's wonderful. If we can, because the senators make a lot of difference. And,
sí, le digo que tenemos un senador americano que está tratando de conseguir las visas para todos para el evento. Dice que bueno, que es muy importante, que los senadores hacen mucha diferencia.
And also the current administration, the Biden administration, is more accommodative than the previous one, you see.
Yes. Dice que la administración de Biden, de este presidente americano, es más benévola para este tipo de cosas.
He's a kind, good man, and it's a kind of a rare combination to be, very important, big position, and yet to be kind and good for everyone.
Dice que es una rara combinación de hombre bueno en una posición muy alta. Entonces, dice que es bueno para nosotros.
Part of it is he has been He's been through a lot of difficulties in life himself. You see, he has seen how difficult it is for human beings to bring bread on the table, and also what it means to lose very precious family members, you see.
Dice que él ha sido testigo de muchas dificultades en la vida y la dificultad que es poner pan en la mesa de las familias y que bueno, eso le ha perdido también muchos familiares. Es muy sensible a eso.
The only thing human beings learn is from their own experience. You cannot be taught the experience of life, you see. You learn from your own experiences.
Dice que la única forma que los humanos aprenden es por su propia experiencia. No puedes enseñar experiencias.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, so let's begin with the Trimantra. Who wants to sing the Trimantra?
¿Quién quiere cantar el Trimantra?
All right, Arman, yes.
Grabó toda luz, lo canta muy lindo.
Yeah. Well, we have Arman is ready for it now today. Yeah.
Namo Vitragai, Namo Harihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Hayareyanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro, Savapavapanashano, Mangalanam Cha Savesi, Paramam Khavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchitanam. Namo Vitragaya. Namo Harihantanam. Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro, Savapavapanashano, Mangalanam Cha Sauvesim, Padamam Khavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchitanam. Namo Vitragaya. Namo Arihantanam. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayareyanam. Namo Vasayanam. Namo Loye Savasahunam. Eso Panchanamukaro, Savapavapanashano, Mangalanam Cha Sauvesim, Padamam Khavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchitanam, Jai Satchitanam, Jai Satchitanam.
Jai Satchitanam.
Jai Satchitanand. Wonderful. Thank you, Arman. Jai Satchitanand. All right. So we begin another session of the increasing understanding of Vyavasthit at the feet of Dada.
Vamos a comenzar una nueva sesión de entendimiento de Vyavasthit a los pies de Dada.
So I share the screen and then let us begin.
Shuddha, ¿puedo hacerte una pregunta?
Yes.
Carlos.
Yes, Carlos.
Mi pregunta es lo que le pasa a Carlos. Que el cuerpo de Carlos demuestre emociones o le caigan lágrimas al cantar el trimantra. Eso es, síntoma de que estoy separado o mantengo el apego con Carlos. ¿Se entendió, Damien?
Sí. The question is about emotions. Emotions that raises singing the Trimantra, sometimes tears. It's a sign that I'm separate or not. Why is that?
These yes, you are separate, you have been separate, and you will forever be separate, you see. This one who is separated is seeing the emotions of Carlos, and these emotions represent increasing purity, you see.
Nosotros, tú has estado separado, estás separado y estarás separado para siempre. El que está separado ve tus emociones y eso es un signo de tu incremento en la pureza, tu pureza creciendo.
The Trimantra is the nimit. It is the Trimantra singing is the nimit for the purification to begin. You see, it signifies the connection with the love that arises, that is absolutely pure, you see. Pure love inside.
El Trimantra es el nimit. El cantar el Trimantra es el nimit de la purificación. Significa la conexión con el amor puro.
Yes, the tears of a human being are just the external expression of a process that is very fundamental at a deep level, you see. At a deep level, there is a connection. They happen during all kinds of emotions, you see. And when these tears happen while thinking about the enlightened ones, while then they are the highest kind of tears.
Las lágrimas del ser humano son la expresión de un proceso fundamental a nivel muy profundo. Y cuando estas lágrimas surgen al pensar en los iluminados, son las lágrimas de la más alta calidad.
Yes, they are of the highest kind, and they lift you higher, you see. At a very deep place, they lift you higher, you see. They take you higher.
son de la clase más alta y te llevan más alto. Estas lágrimas te van llevando más y más alto.
They represent the purest form of desire inside for liberation, you see. It is not a desire for anything worldly. It is not a desire for anything physical, you see.
Representan la forma más pura de deseo por la liberación.
It is not a desire for anything physical or material, you see.
No es ningún deseo por nada físico o material.
And so therefore you also, the one who is awakened, rise higher, even as the physical reactions happen. The physical reactions, you see, are natural, you know. So these are very beautiful.
Por lo tanto, tú que estás despierto, eso te lleva más alto y las reacciones físicas pasan como consecuencia.
Shuddha has about many years ago written a song on this, you know, and it's been recorded. I will.
Shuddha escribió hace muchos años una canción que la grabó. Voy a ver si la encuentra.
Yes, sir. Wonder where that sound, a ringing bell is coming from, but let me see. Okay. Anyway, so is that Carlos's phone? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Answer your phone. That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Atende el teléfono, Carlos. Sí.
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. So song or a pad written by Shuddha, in which there are these lines, you see. This I have written it in the chat, and Laura is translating. Aropit Bhavonias.
La letra de la canción que escribió.
It's basically goes like this, and then later on it's on the web, it's on the internet, but anyhow, the lines are simply. I will just sing one line and then one or two lines, so therefore you will get it. You later on you'll recognize it. It is it goes like this. आरोपित भावोनी असरो जेणे जीवन मा जानी हवे अर्पण करी द्यो सौ गूंच हवे आसत प्रगटियों निश्चय आरोपित भावोनी असरो. Anyway, the song is pretty long, but later on the words come about tears, you see.
Es una canción más larga, pero sus palabras hablan sobre las lágrimas.
The effects of false occupation. You know, Aropit Bhavoni Asaro means the effects of false occupation. False occupation, you see. It was a falsely occupied space. Yeah.
Son los efectos de la ocupación falsa, es un espacio ocupado falsamente.
When you falsely occupy any space, sooner or later, nature makes you give it up. Either
Cuando
you
tú ocupas
move or
un
the
espacio
yeah.
falso,
Mm-hmm.
tarde o temprano la naturaleza te hace que lo
Mm-hmm.
dejes, que renuncies a él.
In the physical world, in our relative world, you see, it's like one country invades another country, or one country tries to take over the land of other people. You see, that's false occupation, is it not? It's not
En el
right.
mundo, en el mundo relativo es como si un país invade a otro, quiere tomar las tierras del otro. Eso es la ocupación falsa y no está bien.
And we see the effects of that, wars and changing lines drawn on the face of innocent Mother Earth. You see, Mother Earth says, "Oh, you human beings are like you human beings don't." You're constantly playing with my surface. You see, the land doesn't belong to you.
Vemos el efecto de eso en las líneas cambiadas o las líneas dibujadas en la cara de la Madre Tierra que dice, ¿qué me están haciendo? Me está falsamente.
But you see, the point is that in the final analysis, we all had, no longer, but we all had in the past falsely occupied that which really did not belong to us, and that is this body-mind complex. It's not ours. You see, it's not ours. You see?
El punto es que en el final todos hemos tenido nuestro cuerpo falsamente ocupado, nuestro cuerpo que no es nuestro.
And then you see what happens is when you leave that, when you say bye-bye, when you say
¿Ves lo que
bye-bye,
pasa cuando le dices adiós al cuerpo?
when you begin to say adios, and then there are tears, but those tears in the relative express emotions, and also in the real they are tears of joy, you see. So it's a combination of both, you see.
Las lágrimas son una combinación, en el relativo expresan emociones y en el real son lágrimas de dicha.
Yeah, so this is natural, you see. You are moving away from Carlos, you see. And when you move away, Carlos, and then you say bye, it's an invisible bye-bye to Carlos and his world. Then
tú te has movido en Carlos y es un adiós invisible a Carlos hacia tu alma y al mundo.
There is no.
Shuddha, a friend of mine died yesterday, and it was a very close experience. And I thought all those trips we make together, all those parties, all those things, relative things, they were gone in 2 days. That he got the virus and he died, and it makes me think about all the time.
Yes, that's
le digo que un amigo mío, buen amigo mío, se murió ayer, y pensé en todos esos viajes que hicimos juntos, todas las comidas, todas esas vivencias. De repente, en un momento ya fueron, no está más.
So that is absolutely. This is this. You and I, all of us, the awakened ones, have realized and continue to realize the effects of false occupation. Effects of false occupation, you see?
Es que tú y yo nos hemos dado cuenta y nos vamos dando cuenta de los efectos de la falsa ocupación.
But these effects of false occupation are known by the one who now is saying bye-bye, adios, bye-bye from inside, you see? Inside, from inside. really without any effects of attachment or aversion, the attachment aversion is closed and
Los efectos, los efectos de la falsa ocupación son conocidos por el que dice adiós desde adentro y realmente sin efectos de apego o aversión.
And the moment away from the falsely occupied location, which is this body complex, is accomplished so beautifully by our Dada, because we come to our home, our real home. This is where we belong. So, there is no problem detaching, you see.
Y al momento de dejar la falsa ocupación, al momento que la falsa ocupación es realizada, se hace tan hermosamente por nuestro Dada que estamos volviendo, porque estamos volviendo a nuestra casa real.
Yeah, you see, so, even as you say goodbye to your dear friend, very dear friend, there is a very different internal realization of the meaning of it all. What is the meaning of life, you see? Right, Damien? I mean, there is this, yes, you miss your friend, but at the same time, there is this awareness that this is a temporary thing. You see, even death is temporary. Even death is temporary.
Aunque le dices adiós a tu querido amigo, hay un darse cuenta de cuál es el sentido de la vida y que nos damos cuenta de que todo esto es temporario.
You see, the people of the world believe death is the end of it all, and and the Gnanis and the awakened ones, all of us, begin to see the temporary nature of life and death, because life, death, life again, life, death, life, death. So the cycle continues in different relationships, you see.
La gente cree que es el fin y el Gnani nos despierta y nos dice que la vida es temporaria, luego tenemos una vida y otra vida, vida, muerte, vida, muerte.
Yeah, so Namo Vitragaya, and the three mantra that you sing, and if it overcomes, if you're filled with emotions, you will find that there may be this very beautiful tears, and they cannot be compared with any kind of tear in this relative world. You see, they are very precious tears.
Namo Vitraga, cuando si sientes emociones y tienes lágrimas, esas son hermosas lágrimas que no pueden ser comparadas con ninguna otra. Son de la más alta calidad.
The tears of Swami, you see, are now happening. Shuddha had gone through a similar process in the early 90s, Carlos, you see.
Dice que las lágrimas de Swami están pasando y que Shuddha pasó por un proceso similar en los años 90.
And and the Swa, and then I have separated Ami, you see. So, Swa plus Ami is Swami, but Swa is, Swa means self, and Ami means, Ami means, Ami means, Ami means eternal love, you see.
Swa es ser y Ami es amor eterno.
Yeah. So you see, all this relative world, relative attachment, where if you lose anything in the relative world, you cry, you see, But
todo este apego relativo que nos hace llorar cuando rompemos alguna.
If you lose something precious, you cry, you see, and there are tears. But this one are the tears that are
Cuando tú pierdes algo, sientes esa emoción y tienes lágrimas.
And the
Pero
tears
estas lágrimas son
of the tears of the Vitarag. Yeah, so that's what I have. Those are the lines that were written in that song. So,
esas fueron las líneas que escribí en esa canción.
You know, the essential lines are, the essential lines are Aropit bhavoniya saro, the effects of false occupation are known.
Estas líneas son los efectos de la falsa ocupación.
Are known by the one who has realized this in life now.
Son conocidas por aquel que se ha realizado.
We now know these effects. You see, you and I know these effects. You in the funeral place, or the loss of your friend, all of us know these effects. You see.
Ahora conocemos estos efectos y sabemos por qué son estos efectos.
And because we know this now, we surrender. You see, we arpan kari dyo. So therefore, surrender all your knots and problems, you see. Therefore, let go of all of these difficulties that you think are difficulties in life. Let's surrender them, you see.
Y ahora es porque los conocemos, es que lo podemos rendir, los podemos rendir. Todas estas dificultades o que nosotros llamamos dificultades.
Surrender, because why surrender? And arpan, why surrender? Arpan kari dyo sau gunch have asat pragatiyon Nishchaye Aro. Why? Because the absolute eternal state has arisen inside, you see.
Rendirlas porque el estado absoluto, eterno, ha emergido desde adentro.
The eternal self is manifest now, is manifest.
El eterno se ha manifestado.
Manifest now. So you see, we were talking about the Mahatmas who would be able to come and others who will not be able to come, but both of them are still in the bliss of their self, you see. They're happy for the ones who can go, and even if they cannot go, they are with the Gnani, you see. So this is how it is.
Hemos hablado de los Mahatmas que van a poder ir y de aquellos que no van a poder ir, pero en ambos dos se ha manifestado el ser eterno. Estamos contentos por los que van a ir, pero en los otros también se ha manifestado el ser eterno.
Good. Someday I would like to hear you the song written by Shuddha, Carlos. That song,
it would. Carlos, vamos a escuchar las canciones que escribió Shuddha.
Yeah, remind me. I will share the. It's. I will share the. It's on this. On the website, I will share the song, and I think I might have translated the meaning too way back, but anyway.
Están en la internet en Gujarati, pero bueno, vamos a traducirlas y a disfrutarlas juntos.
Yeah. The poet says that if you find your tears salty, then that means they were associated with rag, attachment, And if you find your tears sweet, then they are of the vitrag.
El poeta dice que si encontrás tus lágrimas saladas, están asociadas al apego y a la aversión. Y si encontrás tus lágrimas dulces, están asociadas al vitrag.
You cannot. And this kind of crying is spontaneous, natural, and you feel sorry for a human being who cannot cry, you see. But this crying is very, very absolutely beautiful, and it has got nothing to do.
Este llanto es absolutamente hermoso. Sentimos pena por aquellos que no pueden o que lloran por apego y aversión.
Yeah, okay, so we took a diversion, but let us now come back to Dada.
Nos hemos desviado un poco del tema, pero bueno, ahora volveremos.
It's all Dada. It is all Dada, you see.
Todo es sobre Dada.
Mahatmas, when they share
Gracias, Shuddha.
Sure.
Decía Damien que voy a probar las lágrimas ahora qué sabor tienen.
He will try the tears to see what's the taste.
It shows the intensity of bhav, you see. The bhav, anything offered with, it is, if you offer something, there are two things that are happening. One is the visible part, and the other thing is what's going on inside. You see, what is going on inside. The value is of what is going on inside, not what is visible, you see.
Te muestran la intensidad, las lágrimas te muestran la intensidad de tu bhava. Y hay dos partes en esto, la parte invisible y la parte que te muestra lo que te pasa adentro. Y lo que importante es lo que te pasa adentro, es tu bhava.
Along the lines of bhav, because our Dadashri science is of bhav, of that which is inside. You see, if some of you may remember, I have shared this before. It's a story, a true story with Tolstoy, you see.
Lo importante acá es el bhava. Las palabras de Dada son sobre lo que te pasa adentro. Y acá hay una historia de Tolstoy muy, muy linda.
Tolstoy was a philosopher at heart. He was well-to-do. And one day he came out to take a walk, you see. He was very well dressed, you see. And he was taking a beautiful walk, you see. And on the road he saw a beggar, right? Do you remember this story with Damien?
No, I don't.
No, right, yeah.
Tolstoy era un filósofo que un día salió a caminar muy bien vestido y en su camino se encontró con un pordiosero.
And so he stopped in front of the beggar because he wanted to give him something, you see, from his pocket. And so he puts his hand in one pocket and there is no money, and he puts it in the other pocket and he couldn't find any money, and then he started putting it in the third pocket and there is no money, in expression. His expression kind of is a little, he is pain. There is an expression of pain in his, because he says, what the heck, I have so much money and I raise now, right now there's no money here.
Él le quiso dar algo al ese pordiosero y buscó en un bolsillo, no tenía nada, buscó en el otro tampoco, en el tercer bolsillo no había nada, no tenía plata, y mostró una expresión de dolor hacia el pordiosero, su cara expresaba dolor.
So the beggar says, sir. The beggar says, sir, stop. You have given me more than you yourself could imagine.
Y el pordiosero le dijo, pare, señor, usted me ha dado más de lo que usted se puede imaginar.
Tolstoy was so overcome with the response of this beggar, you see. Because this beggar judged his innermost intentions, could see, he went back.
Y Tolstoy se quedó muy sorprendido con la expresión de este pordiosero, porque este señor pudo ver la intención que tenía el Tolstoy.
And Dada, our Dada is focusing so much in all his satsangs about the inner stuff, you see, and what's going on inside, not the outside. The outside is already created. The outside is already scientific, circumstantial evidence based, you see, but the inside is your own, you see.
Y nuestro Dada se focaliza en lo que hay adentro, no en lo que hay afuera. Lo que hay afuera ya se creó, son evidencias. Lo importante es nuestra intención que tenemos adentro.
This whole and this entire science shines in due to this magnificent vows, these intentions that arise within the liberated ones of Dada, you see, in the Mahatma.
Esta ciencia brilla por el Bhava, las intenciones que crecen de nuestro ser liberado, de nuestros Mahatmas.
You know, you'll know that when all the Mahatmas gather together in Guru Purnima, there is this entire time, there is as if they have entered another world, you see, as if they have entered another world.
Y ustedes saben lo que vamos a experimentar en este Guru Purnima, todos los Mahatmas juntándose. Todo va a estar afuera de este mundo ese tiempo.
Yes. Yes. All right. So let us continue. And let me share the screen.
Continuemos ahora.
We go straight to where I think we were last. Now we come to the next sutra, Aptasutra 2701.
Vamos al Aptasutra 271, creo que es el lugar que dejamos.
Am I in the right Dadavani? Yes. No. Am I? No. Am I not? Am I? Is it Dadavani of October?
No sabes si está en el Dadavani correcto. Es el de octubre.
October. Sorry, I have got the wrong one. Yeah, so I knew. Okay, so I need to close this. And let me pull out the right Dadavani. October 2019, and I think I called it P, right? .pdf. No, not P. P is Portuguese. S.
E, like Spanish.
Yeah, right, because we go another one, October 2019.
Son los Aptasutras que le envié.
Sí. El 271.
Yeah, right. Okay. Let me see. I think I'm just going. Who is here? Is that Cecilia? Yeah, Cecilia. Do you want to share? Let me just. Are you co-host? Are you co-host? Can you share?
No, si me da un minutito porque tengo que abrir el WhatsApp.
A minute because I have to open the WhatsApp.
Que me lo mandó por WhatsApp ahí el link. O no, no, perdón, por mail lo mando. Sí que lo tengo más a mano.
I think it's, hold on, I do it every week, but you know, there's a lot of, because now we just started different. Okay, so I go.
Yes.
Did you find it?
Wait. Please.
I think, oh yeah, VASS.pdf. Yeah, we called it Vyavasthith Aptasutra.pdf, right? Yeah, Cecilia. Yes, your own. Okay, hold on. I think I remember now. We called it
Perfect.
VASS.pdf. I was trying to go into October. Okay. VASS.pdf, and that is the Vyavasthit Aptasutra Spanish. Okay, now it's coming in, and all right, I found it, and let me share it now.
Ahí lo encontró.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Shuddha.
Thank you. Yes, and this has been done beautifully by our dear Cecilia. So there it is. And you can, let me just quickly go to, let me quickly go to that sutra. And 2710, 2701, 37. Last time we, the sutra that we did was a long one. Long in the sense that it has got a very long explanation and beautiful details.
El último sutra que hicimos fue muy largo en términos de detalle y explicación.
And now here we are. It's coming pretty soon. 2699 we have done. One should understand, make the effort. Yeah, this was a very long one. One should understand the meaning of Vyavasthit, make the effort, and then whatever happens is Vyavasthit.
Una vez que entendemos el significado de Vyavasthit, hagan el esfuerzo y luego lo que pasa es el resultado de Vyavasthit.
And we spent considerable amount of time. I think we finished it all. Here we were different Purushas. All right, but in this part we had not come here. So in that same Aptasutra, we are now here. You see.
Estamos ahora aquí en este mismo Aptasutra.
And this is this part. All right, so here let us proceed. In the worldly interactions, which is called Vyavahar, those who believe only in it happens, as well as those who believe only in, quote, have to do it, both are inadequate, you see. Our knowledge is through two eyes, two views. Our knowledge is through two views. Our means all of us, Dada and Mahatmas. The knowledge of the whole world is, whereas the knowledge of the entire world is through only one eye. And when it is ekantik or one-sided knowledge, you see. In worldly interaction, so therefore, now Dada says, in our worldly interaction, one has to say, I have to do this. And, quote, it happens should be kept in the attentive awareness or lakshya. See, I will have to do it is an inner intent bhav, and it happens is Vyavasthit. Very, very important and a very beautiful.
Muy importante y muy hermoso este párrafo. Ahí lo leo. En la interacción mundana, Vyavahar, tanto los que creen solo en el sucede como los que creen solo en el que hay que hacerlo, ambos son inadecuados. Nuestro conocimiento es a través de los dos ojos o puntos de vista. El conocimiento del mundo entero es a través de un solo ojo. Es el conocimiento ekantik o unilateral. En la interacción mundana uno tiene que decir, tengo que hacer esto, y esto sucede, debe mantenerse en la conciencia atenta o laksh. Tendré que hacer es una intención interna, bhav, y sucede es Vyavasthit.
This is important, so let me just talk about it. Let's just kind of explore this a little bit more, you see.
Esto es importante, así que déjeme explicárselo en más detalle.
This dual view, you see, but this is not the view of the relative and the real. This is actually the view of the awakened one, you know, the one who says, Eu Samapura, Soyamapura. This one is not yet free from worldly interactions, not yet free from worldly interactions, you see. You and I still have to interact with the world, do we not?
En esta visión dual no es la visión real relativo, es la visión del que está despierto, del que dice soy alma pura, y esa visión no está libre de la interacción mundana.
It is real and relative vision, but it is an application of both, you see. It is an application of both at the same time, you see, an awareness of both at the same time, you see. One doesn't require awareness, one just requires understanding at the relative level that I have to do it.
Es real relativo, pero es una aplicación de los dos al mismo tiempo. Requiere conciencia pero a la vez entendimiento.
You know, so in the relative world, you cannot say, you and I cannot say it is Vyavasthit, you see. It is only for the awakened one, it is for the self-realized one, and that this applies, you see.
En el relativo vos no puedes decir Vyavasthit, es solo para el despierto que esto se aplica.
Yeah, so you and I, as the awakened ones, you see, inside have to be constantly in the applied awareness that it is happening, that it is all happening. From inside, we have to know that this is all happening, you see.
Tú y yo somos los despiertos. Adentro tener que estar constantemente consciente en la conciencia aplicada en el Upa Yoga.
It is all happening, but for the world, with anything, whoever you interact, you have to say, okay, somebody says, oh, you haven't done this today, Angelique, you're late. So you have to say, oh, I'm sorry, yes, I will take care of it, I'll take care of it.
Todo está pasando en el mundo, pero te dicen, vos tenés que hacer esto, Angelique, tenés que hacer lo otro. Sorry.
Yeah, you have to I have to do it, I will do it. So I will do it, I will have to take care of it, I will finish it, etc. All of these words of the world have to continue without disturbing them.
Todo tengo que hacer, lo voy a hacer, ya lo hago, son palabras mundanas y los tengo que continuar respetando sin interferirlas, sin molestarlas.
Yeah, without disturbing them. Not only that, but also understand this thing here, which is very important, that Dada just shared, and it is so subtle.
Pero también sabiendo todo esto del Vyavasthit, que es tan importante y tan sutil, que Dada compartió con nosotros.
You see, I will have to do is an inner intent, bhav, you see. So this bhav goes in the relative world, you see, it is not got anything to do with this, it happens, you see. It happens is totally separate.
Lo que tengo que hacer es, nuestra intención interna es el bhav, que no tiene nada que ver con lo que pasa, que es Vyavasthit.
So you see, many people confuse that, if you have the highest intentions, you see, then it is part of real. of the Amapura. No, Amapura is beyond intentions, you see.
Mucha gente se confunde que si tiene altas intenciones, eso es el alma pura. No, el alma pura es más allá de las intenciones.
Yeah, so somebody will say, have the intentions to come to Guru Purnima, or have the intentions to come to satsang. Yes, those go into the relative. You will say, yes, I will definitely keep the intention. Yes, I will have to. But inside, the same one knows that it is all happening. You see, it's all happening. You understand, Gabi? It's all happening. You see, it is all
Vos podés
happening.
tener las intenciones de ir a Guru Purnima o de venir al satsang, pero todas esas son intenciones del relativo. También está aquel que sabe que todas las cosas van pasando.
Yeah, you see what happens in Gujarati is this word Nishchay has dual meanings, you see. Let me just, this is
En
important.
Gujarati esta palabra Nischay tiene dos significados.
Yeah, Nishchay are of two types. And you all get, say what is, so one is an N capital Nishchay, you see, N capital.
Uno es con minúscula y otro con mayúscula.
Nishchay, which is the self, you see, the self view. Self.
Es el ser.
Okay, self. The self in like the sun. If you can imagine, if you can just, the sun only in its light sees what's happening on this world, knows what is happening on this world, you see. The sun, it doesn't have to do anything here.
El ser es como el sol, es luz que puede ver todo lo que está pasando por aquí.
And then there is the small Nishchay, Nishchay means firm decision.
Y luego está el Nischay con minúscula que viene de la decisión.
Yeah, so you make a firm decision. I want to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to walk. I'm going to eat less fat, etc., etc.
Y
Right?
eso es nuestra decisión. Voy a hacer esto, voy a hacer aquello, voy a comer menos, voy a hacer ejercicios.
I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do anything naughty. You see.
Yo también no voy a hacer esto, no voy a hacer lo otro.
Yeah. So one is, these are all, you're aware of the intentions of, I'm aware of the intentions of Shuddha, you are aware of the intentions of Gabi or Damien.
Por eso que yo soy consciente, yo estoy consciente de las intenciones de Shuddha, de Gabi o de Damien.
Yeah, right. Sometimes he makes very strong intentions and then it doesn't happen, and sometimes without making intentions, it happens.
A veces son fuertísimas y no pasa nada, y a veces de una pequeña intención pasan.
So regardless of intentions happening or not happening, it happens, does it not?
Más allá de las intenciones, las cosas pasan o no pasan, ¿no es cierto?
Everything continues, right, Graham? It just continues. Everything keeps on flowing. It happens, you see.
Todo continúa fluyendo.
It happens is an inner thing. It happens is so subtle that you don't need to say it. You simply know it, you see.
Lo que pasa es tan sutil que no puedes decir que simplemente lo conoces.
It happens. Whether you take a breath inside or whether you don't take a breath,
Si tomas una respiración o no.
Yeah, it continues to happen, does it not? It happens. That is
pasando, ¿no? Es así.
Natural. Okay, so we come to that. So this is very powerful. This is, Dadashri says, keep that in the Laksha. He has to keep that in the Laksha. That is the attentive awareness. It's awareness that is applied, with attention. It's a constant awareness, you see, is Laksha.
Dada dice, mantén esto en tu laksh, en tu conciencia atenta. Tu conciencia atenta es algo que pasa todo el tiempo. Eso es laksh.
And so that is why in the relative world, the nishchay, the small n, the intentions and planning and organization, planning and efforts and all of those things are always moving in the direction of doing something good, doing this, doing the best, etc. See?
Es por eso que en la realidad mundana este Nischay con minúscula va siempre en la dirección del planeamiento, del tengo que hacer.
Yes, but you see now that the says you cannot baselessly or without any foundation say it is destined. You see, it's destiny. Nor can you baselessly say it is not destined. That is a liability. You cannot say it is not predetermined.
Entonces Dada nos dice que no podemos decir sin fundamento está destinado. Tampoco puedes decir sin fundamento no está destinado.
These two sentences are for Mahatmas. These are not for the world. You see?
Estas oraciones son para los Mahatmas, no para el mundo.
It is a fault if you say it is not. It is in between. It is destined, it is destiny, and it is not destiny. It's not destined. If the pocket gets picked even after taking all the precautions to understand that as Vyavasthit is exact, it happened, you see. One should understand the meaning of Vyavasthit. Make the effort, and then whatever happens, whatever result materializes, that is Vyavasthit.
Esto es una responsabilidad, sería una falta. Está destinado o no está destinado. Si el bolsillo es robado, incluso después de tomar todas las precauciones, entender eso como Vyavasthit es exacto. Uno debe entender el significado de Vyavasthit. Hace el esfuerzo, entonces cualquier cosa que ocurra, cualquier resultado que se materialice, eso es Vyavasthit.
We read the last two parts and then we will take a break. Questioner. So then, work should be done all the way to the end and only keep Vyavasthit in the result.
Interlocutor. Entonces, el trabajo debe hacerse hasta el final y solo mantener Vyavasthit en el resultado.
There should be a question mark here. And then only keep Vyavasthit in the result. You see, do we just only call Vyavasthit as only the result as Vyavasthit? That is what. So Dadashri replies, yes. Keep Vyavasthit in the result only and hold on to the work, hold on to it until the end. You should not just say Vyavasthit runs everything. You should not say that. You should allow whatever the mind, speech, body of Chandupai is doing to do, and whatever they are doing to do, saying, do whatever you're doing. However, in fact, the self, the one who believes I am this body or I am Amapura is not the doer, you see.
Y Dadashri le contesta, sí, mantén Vyavasthit solo en el resultado y aférrate a él, al trabajo, hasta el final. No debes decir simplemente, Vyavasthit lo dirige todo. No debes decir eso. Debes permitir que la mente hable al cuerpo de Chandubai, haga lo que sea que esté haciendo, diciendo, haz lo que sea que estés haciendo. Sin embargo, de hecho, el ser, el pote y el que tiene la creencia, no es el hacedor.
Pote is the one with the belief. Sometimes he'll say, I am Damien, and sometimes he will say, I am Amapura,
Sí.
That one is not the doer.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, my friends, let us take a little
Tomemos
break.
un break ahora.
Yeah, and then we return in about 10 minutes.
Y luego volveremos en 10 minutos.
Okay, thank you, Damien, and thank you, my dear Laura. Yes. Jai Sachidan.
Jai Sachidanand. Thank you, Shuddha.
Jai Sachidanand. Oh.
एक पुष्प खिल्યું છે અમૂલ્ય માળી કોણે હવે ભાન થયું માળીને આ એક પુષ્પ સિવાય બીજું સહુ રહ્યું પર ભાર્યું આરોગ્ય सत प्रगतियो निश्चये आरोपित भावोनी असरो महिला दर्पण मां जो हवे ज्यां धूळ हती तेने धोवी हवे केवल दर्शन स्व सूर्य प्रकाश जड़हळ ज्योति फैलावे हवे आरोपित भावोनी असरो जेणे जीवन मां जाणी हवे अर्पण करी द्यो सौ गूंच हवे सत प्रगतियो निश्चये आरोपित भावोनी असरो परमार्थिक एज परम विनय किंचित जा पोता पणुं नहीं अवळी सवळी सौमान्यता श्रद्धा कोईनी तोड़ाय नहीं आरोपित भावोनी असरो जेणे जीवन मां जाणी हवे अर्पण करी द्यो सौ गूंच हवे आसत प्रगतियो निश्चये आरोपित भावोनी असरो बाना सुनो अर्थ जशो खारा चाख्या ते रागी हता अंदर करुणा उपजे जारे स्व आरोपित भावोनी असरो जेणे जीवन मां जाणी हवे अर्पण करी द्यो सौ गूंच पित भावोनी असरो
Jai Sachidanand Shuddha.
Hey, yes, Gabi, Jai Sachidanand. Anila, Etelvina, Angelique, Gonzalo, Paulina, Devdasi. Devdasi, Cecilia. Yes. Okay, Shuddhatma Bhagavan. You back now?
Yes, we're back.
So let us proceed. I have a question. Yes, okay, all right. So Gabi has a question. Yes, Gabi.
Gaby tiene una pregunta. Sí, Gaby.
Ay, sí, Jai Sachidanand. Tengo algo que no entiendo bien desde hace mucho tiempo, me genera mucha confusión. Quiero poder distinguir dentro de todo el movimiento que existe, qué es lo de esta vida y que no viene de atrás. Entonces, viene un deseo, una intención que se instala de manera natural porque viene de antes, ¿no? Ya. ¿Puedes traducir hasta ahí, por favor? Para que sigamos la cadena.
Yeah. There's something she doesn't understand and causes a little confusion from a long time ago. And then in this life, when desires comes, and that desire comes from other life, right?
Yeah. Entonces, viene el deseo y observo el deseo. Dile eso.
When the desire comes, I see the desire.
Y inmediatamente surge como una intención de que ese deseo no volviera a ocurrir.
And at that time, I have the intention that that desire is not come again.
Okay. Entonces, y el deseo finalmente resulta en una descarga, en una acción.
And that desire results in an action, in a discharge.
Okay. Y cuando viene la descarga,
and when the discharge comes,
surge nuevamente una intención de que esa descarga tenga X resultado. O sea, el resultado ha sido la descarga en el fondo, pero cuando llega la descarga, surge una intención de que eso no vuelva a ocurrir o que no se volviera a dar.
And when the discharge happens, there appears an intention that discharge won't happen again.
Okay. Todas esas intenciones
all those intentions
son parte de las evidencias, son
are
del
part of
pasado.
the evidences from the past.
Y hay una que es la que va construyendo este vaho, que es esto de que yo no quiero que vuelva a ocurrir, ¿no es cierto?
And there's one that builds this vow that doesn't happen, that doesn't want that this happen again.
Ya. Pero el punto
But-
es, de todo eso, ¿hay algo que sea original de ahora, de esta vida?
From all that, is there anything that is original from this life, from now?
¿El que yo esté observando es lo verdaderamente original?
What I am seeing is the truly original?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. You see, you
Es
will
una hermosa
have,
pregunta, dice.
we will have the answer. We will have some discussion now, but when you get a chance, also you should ask the same question to the Gnani. Okay.
Vamos a hablar de eso, pero probablemente puedas preguntárselo al Nani también.
The beauty of this awakening, you see, and moving away from false occupation that we've been talking about, you know, in the previous hour, has never happened, never, ever happened in our infinite previous lives before, you see. So that is the new part, you see. That is the new part.
Lo lindo de este despertar que hemos tenido es el moverse de la falsa ocupación que hemos tenido. Y eso es de ahora, es un nuevo comienzo.
You are absolutely free from not only the mind, the body, and the words, but also from any of the intentions that arise in this complex of Gabi, you see. Any intentions,
Sos
good,
absolutamente libre, no solo de la mente, el habla y la palabra y el cuerpo, sino también de las intenciones que Gaby tenía.
all intentions, desires, disappointments, everything. You are absolutely separate from it, you see. You have been separated from it. Now what you are dealing with, is this wonder and this amazement and this kind of questions that you are putting. Are you really free? Am I really free?
También sos libre de todos los deseos y las decepciones que tenía Gaby. Pero ahora realmente lo que te estás ocupando, de lo que está apareciendo, son estas maravillas, estas preguntas que te estás haciendo.
Yes,
Yo soy realmente libre.
Yeah.
Soy realmente libre.
Yeah. You see, you said desire should not happen. You mentioned this 3 words. Desire should not happen. You see, sometimes you say that implies decision by the intellect. The intellect decides this is right or wrong, or this is not beneficial. You see, but
vos decís, este deseo no debe pasar. No debe pasar esas 3 palabras. Esto implica una decisión del intelecto, una decisión intelectual, que es quien decide esto está bien, esto está mal, esto es beneficioso, esto no.
yeah, and it has relevance to what we just read about. In the relative world, I have to do them. I have to avoid wrong decisions and hurtful desires, but be aware. Keep in your awareness, keep in your laksh that it is happening. It is happening.
Y acá cobran relevancia estas palabras que veíamos antes, de que en el relativo no debes herir y debes tender hacia el bien, pero mantener ese laksh o esa ser consciente de que eso es Vyavasthit.
Otherwise it will be misused. Otherwise this magnificent knowledge will be misused, you see.
De otra forma, este magnífico conocimiento sería mal usado.
You see, it maintains, it keeps the world going as it is. The world has certain laws, and the society has certain laws, and the society, human beings have certain codes of conduct. You see.
Dice que el mundo sigue, la sociedad tiene ciertas leyes, las cosas tienen ciertas leyes, el mundo es así.
So without disturbing the world, without disturbing these laws, Dadashri has devised this magnificent way of getting out of it.
Entonces dice, sin molestar al mundo o estas leyes, Dada nos ha dado este maravilloso conocimiento para salir de ello.
You understand, desire is part of the process of the body-mind complex, you see.
El deseo es parte del proceso del cuerpo-mente, del complejo cuerpo-mente-intelecto.
And desire, and that process absolutely defies and revolts against any kind of thou shalt not.
Y ese proceso absolutamente desafía y revuelve eso de no debo hacer.
That is where love is needed. Love.
Y ahí es donde se necesita el amor.
The love of the Lord.
El amor del Lord.
The love, your love for Gabi. Your love for Gabi.
Tu amor por Gabi.
Gabi is searching in desire, but you be there. You be there for Gabi.
Gabi está buscando en el deseo, pero tú estarás ahí para Gabi.
And slowly and surely you will move away from all fear, guilt, right, wrong.
Y de poquito, pero seguro, te vas a ir moviendo de la culpa, del miedo, de lo bien y lo bueno y lo malo.
You see, and this is the answer. You're absolutely right. These desires are programmed in the last life, and then when the evidences arise, they burst. You see. Wow.
Estás absolutamente en lo correcto cuando decís que estos deseos fueron programados en la vida anterior y luego de a poco esos deseos van apareciendo.
Mm-hmm. There is no holy man or woman in the relative world.
No hay ningún hombre santo en este mundo relativo.
Yeah, only this Gnan, this awareness is sacred. This is the most sacred space that you and I have entered, the space of the self, you see.
Solamente este conocimiento es tan secreto entre Gabi y yo, tú y yo este conocimiento que tenemos.
Yeah, you know, at the relative level, you are given all of this other keys of, you know, what to do.
En el mundo relativo tenés todas estas llaves de lo que hacer.
But the highest awareness is the highest awareness, which is what we just read, you see.
Pero la conciencia más alta es lo que acabamos de leer.
As Gabi, I have to do my best. And then it is Vyavasthit. Whatever
Es Gabi la
happens.
que tiene que hacer lo mejor y luego es Vyavasthit.
As Gabi, I have to do my best, you see.
Es Gabi la que tiene que hacer
Yeah,
su
and
mejor
then what happens at the end of it all is Vyavasthit, you see. And once you say Vyavasthit, it's over, you see. You don't say, oh, I should have been careful, I should have done this and I should have done that. And that you do not want to become like an Indian lady Mahatma, you see.
Y luego que pasa Vyavasthit, está todo terminado, no tienes que decir, oh, ¿por qué pasó esto? ¿Por qué pasó otro? Como una señora Mahatma India.
Lady Mahatma in India, okay, not Mahatma in India. You know, because you are attending all the satsangs, so you know what's going on there, you see.
Pues has ido a todos estos satsangs, entonces sabes lo que te digo.
Yeah, they know all the theory, but they somehow...
Ellas saben toda la teoría, pero entonces de alguna manera ahí...
They somehow cannot... float in the beauty of the ocean of bliss of Dada.
Saben toda la teoría, pero de alguna manera no saben cómo flotar en toda la hermosura del océano de la dicha de Dada.
You know, forget about ocean. Even if you're in a swimming pool, you know, where your feet touch the floor, you know, if you move, if you jump around too much, you will go down, you see. The way to...
Olvídate del océano, una pequeña pileta donde podamos mojar los pies.
You know, the water is saying, the water wants to float everyone. You know, it says, hey, treat me gently and you will float. Abuse me and you come down.
El agua quiere que todo flote y gentilmente te lleva hacia la superficie.
Yeah. Just...
¿Verdad?
Yeah, who is this?
Gaby.
Yeah.
Porque de un tiempo a esta parte, antes el foco era la Gaby, como lograr que Gaby fuera de una u otra manera. Después del Akram eso
Because
ya
from some time up to now, my main focus was Gaby, to achieve that Gaby was on one way or this way or this for the good. But now,
y una vez una espiritualidad me dijo que un refrán que nunca se me olvidó y me generó mucha frustración porque me
once
dijo,
somebody told me something that frustrated me a lot, that he said, ¿qué te dijo?
Árbol que nace torcido nunca se endereza.
A tree that burns in a wrong way, no sé cómo es torcido, never gets straight. A tree that burns in a wrong way never gets straight.
Y cuando llegué al Akram y
when I got the Akram,
comprobé ese refrán, porque de alguna manera este Prakruti viene como viene y bueno, y si viene torcido no se va a enderezar nunca, solo se va a descargar.
I realized this because this Prakriti comes the way it comes and it won't change.
Yeah.
Y de ahí cambió y Gaby dejó de ser importante.
And from there, Gaby is not longer important.
Y lo importante sentí que era llegar a la experiencia donde iba a poder realmente sentir como la dicha que era esta experiencia de alma donde ya no hay ninguna torcedura en el fondo.
The important thing was to reach the experience of the self where there is no wrong way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. What you just said is so true. You say this, somebody who told you this, you know, not only the tree that was born the wrong way, it is already programmed, you know, that what you were told before was incomplete knowledge, but it has some truth in it, you see. That is the nature.
Absolutamente cierto, concuerdo con vos. No solo el árbol que nace torcido, sino también que está absolutamente programado.
Yeah.
Entonces lo que te dijo fue una parte de la verdad absoluta, fue incompleta.
Yeah, it goes the wrong way because of the lack of light and because of ignorance in the past. You see, now Akram Vignan has two roles. One is most important is, of course, liberation for the few, absolute liberation for the few, and correction for the rest of them, you see. You know, correction means knowledge corrects. Right knowledge goes in the right direction, wrong knowledge gives wrong fruits, you see.
Ese árbol no solamente ha crecido torcido por la falta de luz. Y bueno, y el Akram tiene dos reglas: liberación para algunos y corrección para el resto.
Yes, and you see, so, you know, Pratikraman, you know, all of the simple fundamental books of Dada, you see, how to become free from anger, all of these simple words are designed to give the right knowledge, you know. Only a few of them will get the Gnan Vidhi. Most will continue their journey with the new knowledge. Sooner or later, that knowledge will hit them, you know, will connect with them. So they continue to improve, you see.
Este Pratikraman y estos libros de Dada, que con palabras tan simples están diseñados para darte el conocimiento correcto. Algunos le dará la liberación, tomarán el Akram, pero otros van a ir mejorando y llegando de a poco también a la dirección correcta.
Yeah, one of the most difficult things, even for Mahatmas, it takes some time to really hold Dada, you know, and his words, and not, once they come in your hands, not let them slip out from the cracks, you see. In other words,
una de las cosas más difíciles para los Mahatmas y que toma tiempo es cómo realmente tomar a Dada y que no se nos vaya entre los dedos.
And that is an increasing experience in satsang. Same words somehow now, after a few years of satsang, have a tremendous amount of energy for the person. He'll say, "What? I read that, I heard that before, but now they are making a difference for me," you see.
Y ahí toma relevancia el satsang, que muchas veces son palabras que ya hemos leído o que ya hemos escuchado, pero ahora escuchada luego de algunos años de venir, le vemos sentidos nuevos y nos permiten tomarlo dada.
And
Shuddha, how much time it takes
it interesting question. It is it 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 is an expression of previous life development, of how elevated you were before you got the Gnan Vidhi, you see. What did you come in this world with? Not in terms of this physical stuff, but the spiritual stuff.
Depende de todo lo que hayamos traído de la vida anterior, cuánto tiempo toma tomarlo a dada y que no se nos escape entre los dedos. Depende de la parte física y de la parte espiritual también.
The word is upadan. Upadan. You see, it is that subtle spiritual stock that keeps on accompanying a human being life after life, you see.
La palabra es upadam, que es el bagaje espiritual sutil que nos acompaña vida tras vida.
Classic example is our Gnani Deepak Bhai, you see. Phenomenal. There were hundreds of boys, young men like him, around Dada.
El clásico ejemplo es nuestro Gnani Deepak Bhai. Había cientos de jóvenes como él.
And there were especially
alrededor de Dada.
And especially there were about 30 or so who were getting the same satsang with Dada every day, you see, at 9:30, 10 o'clock, when all the adults and the married people have gone, all of these boys remain. They were all getting the same satsang, but what is the difference? You see, they're all around, they're all in this world, What's the difference between the Gnani and them, you see?
Y había 30 jóvenes más o menos de la edad de él que tenían exactamente el mismo satsang. Después que terminaban los grandes, seguían los más jóvenes. Y bueno, y conectó el Deepak Bhai.
So you see, that's the inner thing. But the Gnan that the Dada gives to each one of us is the same. It's the same Gnan. It is the same words that are available for everyone. Everyone has equal access to this beautiful Vignan, this science, and and its material.
Esta elevación que consiguió Deepak Bhai es para él, pero los 30 recibieron el mismo satsang. Todos recibimos el mismo satsang. Pero bueno, es esta cuestión interna que hace que vayamos más rápido o más lento.
Yeah, and it is so there is that X factor that our dear Damien just asked. You see, what is the difference? You see, and if you want to know the answer now about what is the difference, then the answer is sincerity. You see, the answer is sincerity to the self. The more sincere you are to your own self, the higher you rise in Akram Vignan,
Y está este factor X que nos diferencia, y eso se llama sinceridad. ¿Cuál es la sinceridad hacia nuestro ser?
Sincerity is a very powerful word, but it is a very subtle word. Its meaning increases inside. It is not for the world. It is not an external show. You see?
Y esta sinceridad es algo que crece para adentro nuestro, que no es para el mundo, es solamente nuestra cuestión interna.
It is the sincerity to the promise to Dada, and we all have promised to Dada that we will follow his agnas, 5 agnas, you see.
Es nuestra sinceridad hacia lo que le prometimos a Dada, que lo que le prometimos es seguir estos 5 agnas.
You see, we all have promised, but you cannot blame your unfolding karma effects. You cannot say it is Vyavasthit that I did not see the Amapura in this old lady or the young girl that just walked across me, you see. You can you cannot say I was too busy, you see.
Y es vos no podés culpar a nadie de esa sinceridad o por qué no pudiste seguir los 5 agnas. No podés decir estuve ocupado.
Yeah, yeah, sure, the forces of life are there, but when you go to bed, when you are done with the day, then as you lie down, you can apply, set this upayog, you can set the use of your presence, the use of your presence. You are present as the Amapura. So you say, oh, so Amapura, and now I'm going to see where I missed the agna of Vyavasthit, where I missed the agna of the file, where I missed the agna of seeing who came across me, who was there who came across me, you see.
Y por supuesto que no podemos negar las fuerzas de la vida, pero bueno, cuando nos vamos a la cama antes de dormir, tenemos que hacer uso de nuestra de nuestra visión y ver dónde hemos perdido los agnas, dónde no he visto un file como alma pura, dónde hemos perdido cerrar las cuestiones con ecuanimidad.
It is a very big progress. It's a very big milestone in Akram Vignan journey of liberation, dear Gabi. If you stop trying to change Gabi.
Es un gran progreso y un gran hito en tu camino del Akram Vignan, de parar de querer hacer progresar a Gabi.
If Gabi uses hurtful words towards somebody, you are already aware of it, you know.
Si Gabi usa palabras feas hacia otros, vos ya estás consciente de eso.
You are already aware of it. Awareness allows you to know that just like that.
Te deja ver, saber.
Allows you to know that just like the tree that you cannot change, you cannot. That's how it is, you see.
La conciencia te deja saber que el árbol que nació torcido es así como es.
Allows you to know, allows you to accept scientific, circumstantial evidences.
Te deja aceptar las evidencias circunstanciales científicas.
You see, allows you. It makes space for you, and it saves a lot of time. It saves a lot of time. Oh, I'm going to improve her. I wish I can improve her. You see.
Te ahorra un montón de tiempo de decir, la voy a mejorar. Quisiera mejorarla.
Trying to improve Gabi is trying to put a piece of cloth around the mouth of Dada. Dada is speaking and you're saying don't speak.
Tratar de mejorarla a Gabi es como poner un trapo en la boca de Dada y decirle, Dada, no hables.
Yeah. Dada, in our Gujarati words, he's saying is you're putting your foot on my tongue.
En palabras de Gujarati es, vos has puesto tu pie en mi lengua.
And it's not my tongue. I am saying it as it is, my friends. I'm saying it as it is. I am saying it after seeing it. This is how I see it. And
y Dada dice, yo digo lo que veo, digo como es. Y así es como lo veo.
In India, in the old days, the ladies used before the electric motors that would grind wheat into bread flour, you see. You know, grinding wheat, you know, the wheat is ready. Yeah.
Yes. En la India de los viejos tiempos estaban estas máquinas que molían el trigo.
Yeah, you know, the ladies, they were the strong ones. They would sit with their two legs, you know, spread. They're on the floor. Their legs are spread. You know, one leg is on this side, one leg is straight out on this side, and the other one is on this side. And in the middle is this huge grinding stone. There is a grinding stone at the bottom, round, you see, made of stone, and then on top there is another grinding stone, you see, and in the middle is the place where you put the wheat, and then they go like this, you know, they go like this, you see, you know.
Las mujeres se sentaban en el piso con sus piernas abiertas y entre las piernas tenían estas máquinas de moler trigo que abajo era una piedra y arriba otra piedra y hacían este movimiento para mover una rueda sobre la otra.
It's hard work, but the flour comes on from the side of between the cracks on the side. But he says, what Dadashri says, what human beings are doing is that they're taking that flour that is already ready and putting it again in the middle, putting it again in the middle.
Es un trabajo duro, pero la harina salía por los costados y lo que Dada dice es que los hombres hacen es agarrar la harina y ponerla de vuelta por arriba.
Yeah, it's already happened. Gabi Complex and her movie is already made.
El complejo de Gaby y su película ya han sido hechas.
Película. I like that word. Yeah, I like a película. Yes, it's a movie made. A movie of Anila, a movie of Laura, Angelique.
Como de Woody Allen la película.
What's that? What is it?
She said that her movie is like one of the Woody Allen movies.
Woody Allen. All our movies are that, you know, if whether
Todas
we
son así, dice Shuddha. Todas las películas son de Woody Allen.
Yeah, all full of contradictions, full of weirdness, you see.
Llenas de contradicciones.
Yeah, this is full of unexpected stuff, you see. Yeah,
llenas de cosas inesperadas.
But we accept it. We don't fight it anymore, you know.
Pero las aceptamos, no peleamos más.
Oh, you see the one who is programmed to play the drama, you see.
Tú ves aquel que está programado para hacer la obra de teatro.
Yeah, on this stage of life, you see, this is a stage, you know. Shakespeare was a mini Gnani in some ways, you see.
Esto es un escenario. Shakespeare era como un Gnani en el escenario.
Yeah, but you know, they have many poets and many deep thinkers have these insights, you see, these insights, they have these magnificent insights, you see. Yeah.
Hay muchos pensadores que tienen estas insights, que no tiene traducción la palabra insight, estas ideas.
Einstein, you know, another one, you know, amazing. He discovered relative and the theory of relativity, you see. And
uno de ellos descubrió lo relativo y la teoría de la relatividad.
Yeah, but you see, it's so complex, you know. So people could not understand it, you know.
Es tan compleja que la gente no lo puede entender.
And so he says, you know, well, let me give you an example, you know. Time is the same time. He says, when you're sitting with your lover, you know, somebody that you really love, you know, man or woman, you know, time really...
Esta teoría es realmente compleja, pero les voy a dar un ejemplo. Por ejemplo, el tiempo. Cuando vos estás con tu amante, con tu mujer, sentado.
Yeah, time passes so fast, you see. And when you have
pasa tan rápido.
Yeah, and if you're sitting on fire, every second and every fraction of a second will feel like eternity. Oh, when will it get
Si estás
over?
sentado en un fuego, cada segundo se siente como una eternidad.
It's the same time, is it not? It's the
Es lo
same
mismo
time.
para el tiempo. Es el mismo tiempo, ¿no?
So he was able to explain this theory of relativity, so well, in this simple example, This is
Él
how
pudo
it is.
explicar toda la teoría de la relatividad en este ejemplo tan simple, ¿no? Es así como es.
Similarly, the good scenes of the movie of Gabi's movie pass very fast, and the painful scenes go very slow, but it's the
De
same
la misma
time.
manera, las escenas lindas de la película de Gaby pasan tan rápido y las escenas feas tan despacio.
But if you are just seeing them as they are, then that's how they are. That's all. You see.
Pero si vos la ves como son, es así como son. Eso es todo.
And that seeing is becoming more and more natural for each one of us now. Day by day in satsang. You see.
Y estas escenas se van volviendo cada vez más, más llevaderas a medida que venimos al satsang.
Right, Laura?
¿No, Laura?
Laura is smiling. Yes, everybody. Shuddhatma Bhagavan, our time is up.
Bueno, se acabó el tiempo.
Yeah. Until we meet again, Jai Sachidanand Shuddhatma Bhagavan. Yes, yeah.
Jai Sachidanand.
This, yeah.
Jai
Jai Sachidanand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Gracias.
Yes, thank you very much, Damien and Laura and everyone else here. And next 2 Saturdays, it'll be some of my other friends with you. I take the first 2 Saturdays with you. Yeah.
El próximo sábado va a haber alguien de sus amigos con nosotros.
Sure. All right. So wonderful. Have a wonderful day today. It's beautiful, and here I'm sure it's very beautiful wherever you are. Jai Sachidanand. Jai